So much movie news this week, let's talk movies. Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to kind of mix things up and do something a bit different going forward. For now guys, every Saturday we're going to sit down and just chat movie news. There's been a lot of different announcements this week, big ones for sure, but I kind of wanted to go through a huge range of different genres and just the movie news that came out relating to them. So guys, first up we have Scream 5, which just finished filming. So Kevin Williamson kind of posted a picture of himself, Neve Campbell and Courtney after finishing filming on set. Now what's interesting of course about this is he is in the picture with Jess Sidney and Gail. Dewey or David Arquette is really nowhere to be seen. Now there has been some speculation if Dewey would be killed off in this movie, if he's in a lot in the movie at all, but a lot of times with these movies they do tend to get recorded out of sync. So this may just be the final day of set. We do know David Arquette actually kind of finished filming quite a few weeks ago. He actually kind of shaved off the iconic moustache. I'm sure guys he is in a lot of the movie, but again there could be that speculation that he'll be killed off early. For me, out of the 3 original cast members, I'd actually prefer if Dewey was killed off over Sidney or Gail. I do just think they have a lot more to bring to the franchise. Personally for me, I would have preferred Dewey get killed off in Scream 2 instead of Randy. As well as that, Scream is now officially titled Scream. It's no longer called Scream 5 or what was going around the internet, 5 Cream. Instead, it's just called Scream, very similar to Halloween from 2018. For me personally guys, I actually prefer that. I do enjoy a movie like this coming out, especially so many years later, and actually just not having a number attached to it. I do think it does more harm than good. And they definitely kind of saw that with the release originally of Scream 4. I think if you've audiences, especially a new generation of audiences, and you attach a very big number to it, there's this kind of thinking that they have to go back and watch every entry in the series. So calling it Scream, it does kind of give it a fresh feel overall, and especially if they're going in a new direction, if they're bringing a new casting and a new generation for a brand new trilogy. It's just a great way to kind of rework the entire franchise and make it feel fresh again. Another interesting part of Kevin Williamson's tweet is the picture of him, Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox clearly shows that they're more than likely filming outside of Stu's house from the original movie. So it'll be quite interesting to see, do they go back to those original locations from the first Scream movie, and what does that mean for the movie's plot? Now they have also said they're going to focus primarily on the movie being scary rather than having a lot of comedy and a lot of kind of meta-ness to it. I actually think that's a great idea as well, just because again it will revamp the franchise. I absolutely love Scream 4, I think it's a brilliant movie, but I remember watching in cinemas at the time and a lot of the kind of meta jokes about horror movies just wasn't working. We'd kind of gone past that point with horror. We also got the news that Wonder Woman 1984 will be released on Christmas Day, both in theaters and on HBO Max. That's huge news just for movies in general and kind of the future of how movies will be released. Now Disney Plus had recently revealed that their subscribers had passed 73 million, so I do think Warner Brothers and HBO Max in particular probably panicked about that, and actually they do need something for their subscription service. They don't really have much on there, and Wonder Woman does seem like a big gamble. It seems like something that may actually completely change their service and get a lot more subscribers in. But the thing is, it will tell in the end of the day how much people actually sign up for HBO Max. I don't think they'll be looking particularly on the viewers or how many people tune in on Christmas Day. It will be how much people actually sign up to HBO Max and then stay on it going forward. The best thing though about this is with HBO Max, if you have it already, you don't have to pay any extra for the movie. With Disney, I remember they released Mulan, you had to pay extra for that. That's not the case with Wonder Woman 1984. It'll be fun to watch just how well this does, because if it does well on the streaming service, we'll probably get more movies like that on Disney Plus and HBO Max. Movies like Ant-Man and other kind of more moderately successful blockbusters will probably come on those streaming services. Jurassic World 3 also finished filming this week, with the original cast coming back of Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern. They really haven't been seen in the franchise since The Lost World in Jurassic Park 3. Jeff Goldblum, he did have a small cameo in the last Jurassic World movie, but it was a small cameo. With this one, they're kind of billed as being in most of the movie. They're being joined by the regular cast of the Jurassic World movie, so it is kind of like an Avengers team up, but it'll be exciting just to see where the franchise goes. Now, they were one of the first movies to kind of film under COVID conditions, but from what I've seen online, the entire thing was a huge success. I'm excited to see where this franchise goes, particularly because the dinosaurs are now off the island. With Jurassic World The Fallen Kingdom, what I liked about that was the practical effects and the kind of horror aspect of that franchise did come back. I'm excited to see does that continue with the next one, but one thing that does slightly worry me is Colin Trevorrow is actually coming back to direct this one. So he did Jurassic World, and my one gripe with Jurassic World was it was just too much CGI. I do think they fixed that in Fallen Kingdom. We got a lot more practical effects and it just came across much better on screen. But we'll see, maybe they've learned their lesson from Jurassic World and we get a lot more practical effects. David Fincher also signed a 4-year exclusive deal with Netflix. So again, talking about streaming services and the impact they're going to have on movies going forward will be fascinating to watch over the next few years. So cinemas, as I said, are really struggling at the moment, especially with COVID, but also the impact Netflix and Amazon Prime are having on them. So with David Fincher, he's done amazing work over the last 20 years, some absolutely brilliant movies, and these will now be exclusive to Netflix. Anything that he brings out in the next 4 years will just go there. So it'll be interesting to see do other directors follow suit and how that will actually change Hollywood. One thing, guys, I would particularly like is that with movie releases, more blockbusters go to the streaming services, and then other movies that really kind of get outshined throughout the summer get a chance to get some box office in. And finally, guys, a new Predator movie has also been announced. Now, I think the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane is actually doing this one. For me, guys, I'm not sure why they're making another Predator movie. The last one was a bit of a joke. It just didn't work at all, and they leaned way too heavily into the comedy. Hopefully, the new one will go right back to the roots and actually be a scary movie again. I think with a lot of these franchises, where they go wrong is they do definitely have horror elements, but they slightly start taking them away. Predator became a big action comedy movie in the end, and it just doesn't work. So hopefully they go right back to the horror action roots of the original movie, and it's a big success. You just know if it is successful, we will definitely get a new Alien movie in the future. We'll see, guys. I've been kind of burned a lot by the Predator movies, and I've honestly just lost interest at this point, but it's a really interesting director who seems to really get what the franchise was about, so time will tell. But guys, that's just the movie news that came out this week. Now, there has been a lot of different news coming out throughout the week, but they're just the big stories I noticed myself. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you let me know what movies you're excited about in 2021. Remember as well, guys, you can pop on your notification bell. Next week, guys, we'll have a schedule of Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have a movie review or maybe a movie ranking. And then next Saturday, we'll do this all over again. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.